Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen podcast with me, BoredGamer, and Zinnia. Say hello, Zin.
Hello, Zin.
That is a thing that she does. It is the first week of September, probably. It's the 7th of September at time of recording, anyway. Let's say that. It is hotter than the sun as well.
That's hyperbole.
Well, I don't know. Have you ever been to the sun, Zin?
No, because it's too hot.
Okay. It's too hot to even get to the sun at the moment. That's how hot it is here. But it's very humid and hot, especially where I am. So we will make this relatively quick. XenoThreat's over. It's XenoThreat 2.0, XenoThreat Remastered, XenoThreat Returns, whatever it was called, that event. Me and Zina did a few playthroughs of that. There was a few little things going on there. What did you think of XenoThreat, Zin, for the playthroughs that we did of it? We talked about it a few times before, but I wanted to go over this a bit quickly.
I enjoyed it. I like structured events in Star Citizen.
But what about now that it's over? I'm
sad.
Yeah, there's a lot less to do now.
Yeah.
In fact, I mostly wanted to do XenoThreat more than anything else. I'm going to mess around and probably do some Ninetales Lockdown stuff, but that's actually relatively boring compared. XenoThreat was a full, sort of like fleshed out cargo, then immediate fleet battle sort of mission that had a lot of people coming together and was a sort of choke point or location that a lot of players would get together, which was genuinely great. Reward-wise, that armor reward, I know you got yours, I got mine. What did you think of that as a little reward that people will get added to their accounts?
It's nice that they gave us something for our reputation with the... Is it CDT?
CDF.
CDF. But I'm not going to wear it.
Okay.
I don't think it's that impressive, to be fair.
Okay, yeah, no worries. It is pretty sort of like box standard, just recoloured armour that was already in the game. But it was something, and a little bit of a teaser or a test of getting rewards that are added to your account after an event by participating in an event. So,
I don't even think it was recoloured. I think they just put a patch on it in like certain places. The CDF patch.
It's got the CDF logo, yeah. Fair point. RSI subscribers, so people that have gone the extra mile to support Star Citizen, they give some extra money, voluntary subscriptions to support like some of the video content. They also get little flair perks every month. What do you think of the skin ones that they've been giving? Because previously they give like armor, weapons, little items for display, but now they've occasionally given 100 eye skins, which is great, maybe if you have the ship, maybe. And they've just done it for the Avenger as well, Avenger series. Do you think they're something that people like or dislike? Do you think they're sort of missing the mark by CIG?
I think CIG can do what they want, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I get why people are angry. Like, they say, oh, what if we don't even own these ships? Well, these skins are useless. So it doesn't matter, You've still got the skins. One day you may be able to trade the skins or something. You never know. Yeah,
I suppose that's true. You probably will own, in your Star Citizen career, you probably will own the ship that you get the skin for at some point. I just think it's sort of like a bit tone deaf. I like things that are anyone can use without any prerequisite. That's what it is. I don't want to have to go, I need to own this ship. Well, maybe I won't sub for this month then.
I liked the armor giveaways. I like the gun, like the Wow Blast pistols.
Yeah, they're great.
Like, the gun is absolutely useless. There's no point to it. But people still prefer that over skins for ships.
And you can see occasionally people panic when you both pull out what looks like a pistol in a train or on a planet. Like, how have you done this? And then Wow Darts just go... Let's move on a little bit here. CitizenCon. So, Cloud Imperium are hiding things from our site in their sort of like updates and that sort of stuff, because they're preparing a lot of stuff for CitizenCon.
I wouldn't say they're hiding things, they're withholding things.
Okay, so I see it differently. I literally see it as hiding.
Oh, okay.
I see it, and this is very much from a point of view as a content creator and a Star Citizen consumer of info, that they are literally going, you know what? We've got a delicious feast for you planned at CitizenCon. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And how are we going to make you enjoy that feast? We're going to starve you for 3 weeks. We're going to go, your normal content you get, no, we're going to throttle that a little bit. So you're really hungry. And then when you're eating up that feast, we'll go, look how hungry you were and look how much you enjoyed it. And
how about...
Yeah.
From a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
They're saying, you're going to have this wonderful feast at CitizenCon, yeah? But it's going to take us this long to make it.
Okay.
And you can have it earlier, but you don't like your steak that rare.
I mean, I do. I do like my steak that rare. Reverse sear or obviously sous vide.
But yeah, like that's how I say it. Your carrots aren't quite fork tender yet.
I don't like carrots, but I get what you're trying to say. I get what you're trying to put down. It is. I have a very unique perspective as a content creator, and I want all of the information as quickly as possible. I want extra special stuff at CitizenCon, but I do not want that to damage the content I'm getting in the short term. It just annoys me, I think.
What if they're building up for a Squadron 42 announcement?
And I think they might be. I think that there genuinely might be a Squadron 42 sort of like start of the marketing campaign from CitizenCon or later this year. I think that's a genuine possibility. That is much more of an I reckon than anything confirmed or even rumoured.
Mm.
But I did think that was going to be something that they did at CitizenCon 2019, admittedly, and they didn't. So what do I know about dates? Very little. Okay, so as a little bit of a segue, and you talked about Squadron 42 and stuff, we learned recently that there was some development changes coming. And I was unsure when I first listened to the Star Citizen Live with Rich Tyree that I was unsure if it was mostly fluff he was talking about, or if it was actually tangible changes or stuff that had already changed. But basically, they're saying that they are going to, in the future, instead of bringing features directly from the development sort of pipeline when they're ready into Squadron 42 and the Persistent Universe at the same time-ish, or with little sort of addition to it, they're going to put it into Squadron 42, develop it further, make sure it's got content that makes sense to have with it, and then put it into the Persistent Universe. So we won't have things like trolleys with no additional gameplay. We won't have melee without gameplay reasons to have melee. Obviously, we've got those at the moment. They were examples of things that have come effectively too early. So what do you think about that? Does it just sound like delays to you? Does it sound like, well, actually, maybe they should have done that all along? Or do you think that is sort of like, well, we're going to see short-term delays on the roadmap, but not much more than that?
To be fair, to me, it seems like a way for them to concentrate more so on Squadron 42 and getting that out, while still benefiting the Persistent Universe.
Yeah, and there's certainly a big element of that. They want to get Squadron 42 out the door. Chris Roberts is actually going to the UK studios either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year to help make that a reality. They've added some big key players, including Rich Tyree, to the Squadron 42 team to make that happen, to make Squadron 42 a realised, finished project. We still don't have a release date on that. Hopefully, maybe we'll hear something at CitizenCon this year. I'm hoping, optimistically, end of next year, but I have hoped that for the last 5 years. So again, what do I know about release dates? I think that the issue I have with all of this is, I want Squadron 42 out. I want the core components of Star Citizen out. And I do want them to be working on features that actually have tangible gameplay associated with them. And that's what this sort of change is going to be. It's a restructuring. It's we're going to release these features when they have more content, when they're a bit further out. They're not tier 0 implementations anymore. They're tier 2 implementations. They've had some iteration. They've got that gameplay with them. But what is this going to cause in the terms of delay? And is that going to be just a short-term delay while so things that are currently on the roadmap get sort of pushed off and moved around, and then we don't really notice it anymore because the new roadmaps have got that in mind? Or are we going to be delayed by another 6 months to the whole project, or a year for the whole project? Did you have any thoughts on that? What do you think?
So not everything they're doing is going to benefit Squadron 42, because to me it feels like Star Citizen is a different beast to Squadron 42. Obviously, Squadron 42 being a single-player game, and Star Citizen being a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Like or massively. I guess they want to have it massively multiplayer. Are they going to stop focusing on the technologies that are going to be bringing Star Citizen into the, server meshing and all that sort of stuff?
Well, yeah, they're not going to be stopping focus on that. There are Persistent Universe-focused things which are being worked on and will continue to be worked on. And admittedly, what Rich Tyree was talking about was a specific pillar, which is a giant portion of the company and devs, but it's not all of them. And he was talking about the core gameplay pillar, which is a load of teams: actor feature, actor tech, weapon feature, and weapon content teams.
I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, if they're able to through doing this, actually bring us eventual content in Star Citizen that actually has some meat to it, then that'll be great.
Yeah.
Like, how disappointing would it be to when you finally get your ship salvaging and it doesn't really work that well, or there's not much else to it. You just sort of like point a laser beam at a ship and it's like, there you go, you got some stuff.
It's basically hand mining, but worse.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned salvage, because I do think this is going to be a mid-term casualty of this. Salvage has been pushed back and delayed so much. And we saw in the monthly report them talk about salvage, ship-based salvage is going to be coming next year. Now, what we do know was supposed to be coming this year, in 3.16, was hand-based salvage. But it's very possible that that's going to be pushed back next year as well. So we don't know yet. Once we get that roadmap update, we will go through it with a fine-tooth comb and summarize it. But we don't know yet. So
they did say that ship-based salvage should be coming with the Vulture next year.
Vulture's coming next year as well. That's going to be cool, and I am looking forward to that.
It could, like I said, it could be a case of we get the Vulture, and they're like, yeah, here's some ship-based salvage, and it's just nothing really to it, and that ship's kind of pointless.
Well,
like some of the other ships.
I'm hoping that the future content beyond 3.17, so beyond Q1 of next year, that's already on the roadmap, I'm hoping that's mostly unchanged. And you're not going to see a change, at least for the most part, to the progress tracker. Those features and everything are still being worked on. There's no slow down of them working on features. They're just, it will get refined in Squadron 42, a lot of this stuff, before being put in the persistent universe now in the future. So it's only going to really affect the release view for the persistent universe. But actually, this is a good segue as well. And lots of segues here. Cargo. Cargo's been broken for ages. Well, maybe not broken, but it was working pretty well around Jump Town era and that sort of time, even though there was lots of 30Ks. Now we've got less 30Ks, at least for me, and I think for most people. But Cargo is relatively broken as a mechanic. It hasn't had love in a long time. Lots of things don't work with it properly. It's hard to buy and sell your cargo. And we do know that there's some cargo-esque refactors coming, but maybe CIG will be going, you know what? While we're getting a load of these other features going through Squadron 42, we'll get some of the core features that were already in game in order, like cargo, like persistent universe specific things for trade and that sort of stuff, because cargo refactor is effectively, for the most part, persistent universe sort of specific. Looting and maybe general looking around in Squadron, yeah, that's going to be a thing. But when I'm talking about moving cargo around and when I'm talking about buying and selling, that is Star Citizen specific. We haven't done much cargo trading, me and Zin, personally, beyond, moving stuff around in XenoThreat and a little tiny bit of some of the box missions and stuff, because it's broken and boring. Like, I want a cargo haul. I genuinely do. Zin plays, Train Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator. You love that, don't you?
Yeah.
But we need reasons to do that.
Just going from A to B and back again.
And then going, I've accomplished something, and I want to do that and make money. And I'm pretty chill with that sort of stuff. I used to do that all the time in EVE, but I need reasons to do that, and I need the mechanics to work, and I want it to be a bit more interesting. And there's a load of stuff coming up in the future with Jump Town version 2 and Cargo Refactor and all that sort of stuff. But hopefully this will be a shorter term focus for CIG to get their house in order with cargo gameplay and some of the other basic gameplay mechanics and a load more missions. There's a load more mission stuff they can do. For sure. And then we know that 3.15 is going to have infiltrate and defend missions. I'm hoping lots more ground-based missions, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see. Talking about 3.15, it was confirmed that medical gameplay is getting the down state for 3.15, or at least it was heavily implied by Rich Tyrer by him saying that. I'm assuming he was talking about it being in 3.15. What do you think about that? What do you think about the idea that we can do FPS stuff in 3.15, you get shot in the face, and you not be dead?
It'll be an interesting addition. I don't know, do many people play it alone? Because obviously it won't make much difference to people who play it solo.
Well, it might, if there's a way that someone else can rescue you as like a mission or as a service beacon.
Yeah, but is it going to be a case of you have to crawl away from the enemy who's going to end up finishing you off anyway?
Well, do they finish you off, or are you just lying there, just out?
No idea.
And they wait for you to bleed out. There's a lot of unknowns here at the moment. And yeah, it might be like, why would you ever play solo when there's a downstate? And it's so much better to play in teams or groups if the downstate exists like that. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's possible that if you get downed, maybe you can get yourself up with the med pen briefly.
Yeah, or maybe, I don't know, I don't think they've mentioned anything, but maybe a certain type of med pen that's able to just up you temporarily until you can get yourself some proper meds.
Okay, yeah. There might be a lot of stuff like that in the future, sort of like, I like the idea of some armors that sort of like more combat armor that will get you back up briefly. I mean, there is going to be injuries as well, it sounds like, in 3.15. So, I mean, if you are getting downed or even if you die and respawn, you will have persistent injuries, which you need to get treated in a hospital, and it will cost you money. So this is...
Are they going to have the hospital treatment in?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Okay, good. Because I'd hate for them to put in, like, oh, you've broken a leg, but there's no way to fix it.
Can you imagine? You just have, by the time the next major patch rolls along, every limb is crippled in multiple ways. It's like just a torso. So I believe that is the case. I believe that they are pushing forwards with Death of the Spaceman and all that medical gameplay. I'm more interested, though, for 3.15. Actually, I'm pretty interested in the downstate. But I think I'm more interested for inventory and looting. Like, is looting, are we going to have lots of lootables? Are we going to be able to loot bodies in 3.15? We know we're going to be able to loot crates and boxes and lockers and stuff at areas. Maybe there's some cool loot there that will spawn quite rarely as part of certain missions or whatever. We're like, oh, actually, I want to grind this mission to get this thing. But can I loot your body when you die? Beyond just picking up your gun.
No, it's my body.
Well, yeah, I mean, but can I loot other people's bodies and loot all their containers and stuff? That's what I'm starting to get, what I'm starting to want. And with the ability to move stuff between my inventory, my ship's inventory, and the hangar, are we getting that in 3.15? And if we are, can I loot the cargo off someone else's ship?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to... Basically, when you die, you lose all the stuff you had on you, including your armor, and then you've got to go and equip another set of armor that you've hopefully got somewhere nearby.
So,
oh well, guess you've got to buy some more armor.
What I want to see in the short term really is insurance for your FPS gear as well. So you should be able to pay for insurance, hopefully in the future, to insure your gear so that you can get it back. It's not necessarily that you getting it back super cheap or anything, or free because not free, but because you pay the insurance. I want a more hassle-free service, so it just gets me all my stuff back to me quickly and easily, or whatever. Like, and maybe like, if you go back to where you died, are you going to be able to loot your stuff back off you?
I mean, you should be able to, in theory.
Yeah, in theory. Can I steal someone else's armor? And if so, do I just literally go, I take my armor from me and put it on you, and take your armor and put it on me? Like, is that how you loot a body for armor? There's a load of unknowns here. And we had seen in the recent Inside Star Citizen, going back to medical briefly, them putting people on gurneys in an elevator, I think either as part of a medical mission to sort of heal people, or because they were downed and needed treatment. But I'm sort of really interested in that.
It did seem, when they were talking about it, it did seem like a sort of, you've done a mission with your mates, couple of them have got damaged, injured or whatever, one of them's down, you can stick them on a gurney, shove them into the elevator, and that'll take them direct to a medical room, I assume.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it, but I'm also worried about what is getting delayed and what's getting pushed off for 3.16.
We'll start getting people just shooting each other in the legs just to go to the hospital to see what it's like. Yeah,
quite possibly. Certainly during the PTU phase. We don't know when 3.15 is going to First Wave PTU or either CAR-T or live yet. It's possible that at CitizenCon they'll want an open PTU build or the live build, which is the 9th of October. On paper, technically it's the Q3 patch, which would be released at the end of September, but we don't know yet what's going on. So we'll update you as soon as we know more. And is there anything else you want to talk about, Zin?
No.
Well, as it's hotter than the sun there, we'll call it there.
Yeah, I need to turn my aircon back on.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Very much appreciated. Love you loads. Please like, subscribe, support the channel, click on the join button, donate to me. All my crypto crashed a minute ago. Made me sad. But thanks for watching. You take care, guys. Say goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Peace. Some people say I shill for NordVPN, but listen to some of these comments that I just made up. I've never fed the love of a woman before, but then I got NordVPN, and that didn't matter. Doctor said I'd never walk again, but then I got NordVPN. Now I've been running marathons. Also, I got robot legs around the same time. They might have helped somewhat too.
I was a tone-deaf pirate, but after getting NordVPN, I'm able to play the saxophone. Go on, Zin, try and animate all of this.
Click the links below to get NordVPN. It might lead you to a more fulfilling life, but more likely, it will just help protect you from the terrors of the internet. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For September, it's for another Mercury Star Runner. I love that ship. It's a great way to try a huge portion of Star Citizen's gameplay. If you want a chance of winning that, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. If you'd like to further support the channel, be sure to check out that join button underneath my videos. There's also links to my Patreon, which also helps loads as well, direct donations, and just commenting, subscribing, liking, all that sort of jazz goes a huge way to helping the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You take care, and I hope to see you in the verse.